Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Mark Goes Hiking. I just wrapped up a weekend trip and I had everything packed into this Waymark mile, full comfort with everything I needed. So what I want to do today is talk about 4 items that I'm bringing new for 2023 that I included in this past weekend setup. So the first item I want to talk about is the largest item and heaviest item in my pack, and that is the Trek chair from Get Out Gear. Now, if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know that chairs are a massive dilemma for me. I don't find them comfortable in the backcountry. I find them bulky, I find them heavy, all of that stuff. Although when I'm sitting around the campfire or sitting at camp and I see everyone else in chairs, I do get a little jealous, I must say. But then I bring a chair and it's just not very comfortable, and I just wonder, is it worth the wait? Is it worth the hassle taken? I don't know. So I've been thinking about getting this Trek chair for quite a while. I saw all the reviews on it a few months ago. I'm thinking maybe this will be my next purchase. Maybe I'll try it out. Why not? The high back, the wide seat looks awesome. And then they contacted me and said, would I like to try one out and review it? And I thought about it a little bit because I really want to give an unbiased review on this thing without any influence of it being given to me. But you know what? I can do that. I'm not going to let the fact that they sent it to me get in the way of how I review this thing. So let's talk about this thing a minute before I get to the other 3 items. I think I might be a convert. This chair I've used on a few day hikes recently and then just used it on this past weekend. I've never been so comfortable at camp. The high back, the wide seat, it's easy to set up. This thing, I was just able to lounge in. I was able to kick back. I actually almost fell asleep at one point overlooking this river. We're all taking a rest, people are eating. One guy even did fall asleep on the ground. I almost fell asleep in my chair. It's really easy to set up. You just set up the poles. You take the the frame of the chair. You take the trekking poles, you insert those into the back of the chair, and then you insert the pointy end, the bottom of the trekking poles, into the receiving bracket, and then you just hook up the rest of the chair. You adjust the back to how you like it. You do have to get it up a certain amount of ways, otherwise you're gonna get a pole in your butt crack, and nobody wants that in their life. So you just got to set up at a minimal height, but then you can adjust it higher even. For different sitting positions. It's a very versatile chair. It's extremely comfortable. The bracket that those trekking poles go into on this version too, this thing is bulletproof. This thing is substantial. And also another thing to keep in mind too of how strong this chair really is. If you're leaning back on a high back chair from Helinox or another brand, those little aluminum poles are pretty little. The trekking poles on this thing, this carbon fiber trekking poles, these things are thick. There's a lot of support on this thing. So bigger guy like me, about 250 pounds, no issues whatsoever. This is, I think so far, maybe the highlight of my 2023 new gear. I encourage you guys, check it out. Give it a try. You can even get it now without the trekking poles. So if you own trekking poles, you don't have to buy new ones. All right, item number 2, these last 3 are gonna go a lot faster. zpacks, down booties. These things are really great. They compact, really small. They only weigh a couple ounces, and you get them at zpacks.com. These things are great. They're not too tight on your feet. They add some really good warmth. So if you're gonna test the limits of your sleeping bag or your top quilt, and you're not quite sure if it's gonna handle the temperatures, grab a pair of these, put them on at night. It's really gonna help you stay warm or ensure that you're going to stay warm at night. Item number 3, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this. I'm gonna somewhat phonetically pronounce this. Catabolic gear. I got this off of Garage Grown Gear. This is a bivvy. There's not much to it. You can see how small this thing is. I'll put it up to my head for comparisons, okay? It's smaller than a tennis shoe for a kid, I guess, all right? It's about half a pound. This is my tent. This is my shelter along with a Dyneema tarp. So I put this together plus my Dyneema tarp with all of the bells and whistles, the stakes and all that. I'm at a pound. So this is a really great option to add to my sleep system to stay minimal. If it's raining, I can still sit under my tarp and be fully comfortable. Item number 4, I did it. I can't believe it. I broke down, I bought a 25-inch wide sleeping pad. So I got the Nemo sleeping pad. This thing's great. It comes with a bag to help pump it up. You still got to breathe into it, but it's just a lot less work. It's a lot less cumbersome and easier to blow up. I've been using the 20-inch wide pads for a while because, you know, ultralight. And again, I'm going for, I don't know if ultralight was my goal recently and my goal this year, but minimal is definitely my goal this year. So there was a compromise that I made. I bought the bivy, I have the tarp, you know, kicking back a lot of weight right there. So I decided to go with a comfortable sleeping pad. I've used this thing a few nights. Actually, I've used this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nights now on a few different occasions. I absolutely love it. I don't know why I did not use a 25-inch pad for so long. Yep, so there it is. Just get the 25-inch pad. It's so much more comfortable. The cool thing about this one, because I've used climate pads before, and when I lay on my back, the pad would run like push up on my back, and it made it really uncomfortable. Laying on my back on this pad, I don't get that bump, that air bump that wants to push up on my back. So I've not compared a lot of different sleeping pads, but this Nemo it's great. It's been serving me really well. When I am not hammock camping this year, that is the pad that's coming with me. So really, really good option. So 4 items: the Trek chair, the zpacks down booties, the bivy from Garage Grown Gear, and the Nemo sleeping pad. All 4 new items I'm using in 2023. I know we're already in May, but what new items have you been using this year? Leave those in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all of that crap that you got to do on YouTube. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the next video. One of the biggest issues I constantly have with backpacking chairs is for a bigger guy like myself. They're just not wide enough. They're not tall enough. They feel so small. But the Trek chair is a whole different story because it's really wide. So for bigger guys like myself, it's really... Okay, so for average guys like myself, it fits me really, really well.